Hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your March 2021 tarot reading. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to read for you, connect with you, and ascend with you. All right, please like, share, subscribe. It is much appreciated. And to Angel Gang that likes, shares, subscribes, positively engages this channel. I wholeheartedly appreciate you guys. And more importantly, I appreciate being able to do this thing called Ascension with you all. All right, before I get into your downloads and into prayer and start pulling cards for you guys, I just ask those of you that typically timestamp the reading to please continue to do so. I do want to let you guys know www.queencup.ca is fully stocked. We've got our resins, we've got our honey, we've got our frankincense and myrrh butter, but that sells out really quick because I only make them in batches of 20 or 30 jars. And but I will be bringing this back as a whole kit, and I'll let you guys know about that. But we do have our smudge kits back in stock, and they're the small ones, so they include the small brass burner, a love jar of red hajari, and then the regular size of our kartiri with 2 charcoal. And then the large smudge kit, which just includes the large brass burner, it still includes 2 different species of resin and charcoal, will be back in stock end of March, beginning of April. So if you want to be notified when the large kits come back in stock, just become members of the website, and then you will be emailed once it is back in stock. Okay? And then for daily, weekly content, you guys can check me out over on Patreon/Queen Cup. And I am really excited to let you guys know that we will be launching the essential oils line. So what's really cool about that is I'm going to start selling essential oils to you guys, but there'll be different oils for the different species of resins. So it's not just going to be one generic frankincense essential oil. It's going to be the essential oil for the different species. We'll have myrrh, we'll have kartiri, we'll have sakra. So sakra is the green and red hajari. Sakra just means it comes from Oman. And I am working on adding a couple of new resins to our collection. So we have a really big Somali pack that's coming in, and should be arriving within the month. And yeah, if you guys want to stay up to date with the Smudge a Lot, the growing of that business and that journey, and then get a first, peek at me unloading all the packs and stuff, you guys can follow me over on Instagram at Smudge a Lot Inc. All of the details are below. Okay, I am going to use the Sacred Bee Tarot for you guys, and you guys can timestamp now because we can get into prayer and get into the spread. Okay. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Please allow me to step into service right now for the collective and communicate to them the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so there's a couple of things. Firstly, the first thing that I got was crisis. You avoided a crisis, but it came out crisis averted. I don't know if that's a word, but ultimately the message is you avoided a crisis, and I don't think you guys are aware of that. I feel like it has to do with something from the past that you let go of, okay? And you are going to find out in the near future that you did avoid a crisis by letting somebody go, letting an opportunity go, because for some of you it's with regards to career. Okay, you let an opportunity go and you were really struggling with it. If you should take the opportunity, go work for this person, go work for this place, go, quit your job to go and support somebody on something that looked at first hand super lucrative and successful, only to find out it failed. The company is shutting down. They let go of that position, something of that nature. Okay, or you find out some really bad news about somewhere that you were planning on working, about it really being toxic or something of the sorts. For some of you, it's you avoided a crisis by leaving somewhere. You might have moved. Like some of you, it could be something crazy like you moved right before a roof caved in, or you moved right before something occurred and you're going to go, oh my God, I was living there. For some of you, it was where you were at. You avoided like a shooting or something of the nature. Like it's quite serious. But there's like levels to it. So it could be really serious, this crisis that you completely avoided, or it could be a little bit lesser. I'm not really sure, but I do feel like you're going to find out. For some of you, it's actually in the present. So it wasn't a crisis that occurred in the past that you didn't know that you completely avoided, and you're going to find that out now. For some of you, it's in the present, and you need to trust your instincts that tell you you need to leave somewhere, you need to move on, you need to let somebody go, or you should not take this opportunity. And then you will find out in the future that you completely avoided a crisis. Okay? For others of you, I was also tapping into, I was getting downloaded this energy of somebody's ready to talk about it now. And it wasn't somebody's ready to talk now. It was somebody's ready to talk about it now. So it's something in particular. I feel like you guys, if it's you, you weren't really open to talking about something that might have happened to you. It could have been a crisis. It could have been something of a very low vibrational energy, something that you went through that you didn't let anybody know about. And you are ready to talk about it. Some of you are going to step into mission by talking about it. Some of you guys are rape victims. Some of you guys went through extreme poverty, were living, were homeless, things of that nature. And you were actually open to talking about that period of your life. You see it as a darker period that you might have been ashamed of, that you might have been afraid that people would judge you for, and you're moving out of that energy and you're now ready to talk about it. For some of you, it is somebody feeling that way about you. They're ready to talk about something that occurred between you and them in the past, okay? For some of you, it's something as simple as like, you might have slept with somebody and it could have been like a one-night stand energy. It could have been like a friend. And you slept with your friend and, you know, or like an acquaintance. I'm getting it could have been like somebody from the workplace. So some of you guys might have had sex with somebody in the workplace and you guys just went back to work and didn't talk about it. And I feel like you might have tried, or this person might have tried, and there was this energy of somebody not being open to it. They're ready to talk about it now, about like what happened. For some of you, it was you being ghosted. You might have been ghosted and somebody wasn't ready to talk about what actually occurred that got them to pull away from the connection. They're ready to talk about it now. I also feel like for some of you, it could have been you found out that somebody did something. They might have betrayed you. They might have hurt you somehow, and they weren't actually ready to talk about what they did. Or you might have found out, or you might have called somebody in a lie. Like you called out somebody or you caught somebody in a lie and they weren't ready to talk about it. Well, they are now. Or of course, this could be you. Okay. And then I was also getting that you're going to be rewarded for a job well done. So if this is in the workplace, I feel like you guys went over and above to maybe save a crisis or avoid your company from going into a crisis. You might have helped somebody to come out of a crisis that they were in, and you are going to be recognized, shown appreciation, or be rewarded for your efforts of saving the day somehow. For some of you, it's just spiritual. Okay, like you are being rewarded for your, because I've been congratulating all the signs about all the work that we've done as a collective through Divine Feminine Season to transform, to ascend, to come out of our karmic cycles. And it was such hard work, and we're as a collective definitely being rewarded. And what Divine Masculine Season is actually represented by life, where Feminine Season is actually represented by death, think transformation. But Masculine Season is life. So for many of you, you're going to be rewarded with a new life. For some of you, you're going to be rewarded with fire energy. There's a spark. There's a spark that comes back into your space. You could have been really lacking that fire energy, desire, passion. I feel like some of you guys felt really beaten down by Divine Feminine Season. And I feel like you guys are going to be rewarded with optimism. So you guys could be getting good news that gets fire under your ass to get you optimistic about something again, or some kind of support or help. I feel like excitement energy. Or just rewarded with bringing in certain manifestations that you've been working really, really hard to bring in. Some of you are simply being rewarded for letting go of time. That's a huge initiation. Some of you guys are going to be rewarded by offering forgiveness to somebody who really hurt you. Okay. Either way, it's really good energy. Either way we cut it, because you either avoid a crisis that is in front of you, you either find out about a crisis you avoided behind you, or you support somebody in a crisis and are becoming rewarded for it, or you are just being rewarded for your efforts in your ascension journey and a development from the divine. Okay, so it feels really, really good coming into your spread, but I've felt a very optimistic reading in all the March readings. So I'm actually really excited. Not that I'm not excited for March, but I'm more excited for April, because now we're really going to see the fruits of our labor. And I know that as a collective, we made a lot of room, clearing out old karmic paradigms and programming, clearing out pain, heartbreak, so that when you clear out, it's to make room for the divine to bring in. So a lot of the time, our manifestations and the things we want, the divine's like, there's no room within your energetic sphere to bring this in. There's too much low vibrational energy that puts you in conflict with your manifestation. So you need to clear that out, and then we can bring into you energetically what it is you're asking for, right? And I just feel like you guys made room. It's like some of you guys could be like spring cleaning already. You cleared out things. You're buying all brand new stuff. But anyways, let's pull cards and really see what's going on, my beautiful Aries. Congratulations. First card out, Queen of Swords. I honestly feel like for a lot of you, this is a sword of truth. This is this whole crisis avoided or evaded. I don't know how you say it. Crisis averted. I think it's crisis averted. I gotta look it up or else I'm gonna fuck up saying this the whole reading. Crisis averted. Averted. It's crisis averted. To prevent something bad from happening, avert a crisis disaster. Okay. Okay, good. So it's averted. So I personally believe that this is you really either needing to, or regardless, this is the sword of truth about needing to trust your intuition. Because your intuition is your sword of truth. They're one and the same. It's your truth. Your intuition never lies to you. It's us that choose not to believe our intuition. It's us that chooses not to listen to our intuition, and then we play ourselves out of our position. Our intuition never lies. How we can misinterpret our own intuition, which is why we spiritually ascend, and it's part of the learning and development process spiritually, to be able to tap in and properly channel our own intuition. It's no different than a reading. I'm getting downloads and I work to be able to, translate the messages and understand my own intuition so that I can deliver the message in the best way, but I have to do this to myself too. So we can misinterpret our own intuition. Either way, I feel like this is that sort of truth that gets you to go, I knew I needed to drop that person. I knew it, that leaving there was a good idea. I fucking knew that something bad was going to happen, and that's why I let that go, or I moved, or I didn't opt for that opportunity. Something was telling you something wasn't safe, and your sort of truth was navigating you. It was telling you, cut this out, don't go there, move away from there. And for some of you, this is actually in the present. People could be telling you you're crazy. Why would you move now during a pandemic? Or you're crazy. Why wouldn't you take that opportunity? Or look how lucrative that is. Why won't you go with that person? Or that person's so hot. They're so good looking. They're so successful. Why wouldn't you want to be with them? Well, because your intuition is telling you that there is dark energy and a crisis that is a part of me moving forward in that energy that I don't need. I don't need the harsh karmic lessons that crisis would teach me. I don't need to go in that direction. This is also your sort of truth about you guys being ready to talk about something, what you've been through, really feeling strong and empowered about what it is that you've been through from a lower vibration, because I feel like many of you are going to step into mission about talking about what it is you've been through and helping other people. And you're going to realize that you're actually not alone. Many people have been through something similar. Okay, so I got all that from the Queen of Swords, yes. Let's see what else though. Wow, the Ace of Swords. absolutely your sword of truth. You solidify it too, especially when you find out that your intuition was right and you made the right move, cutting somebody out or getting away from somebody. For some of you, it's a group of friends. You could have felt like your friends were going down a really dark path and you said, I'm not coming with you. This could have even have been going somewhere. Somebody's like, oh, I'm going so-and-so. And you're like, I don't want to go. There's something not sitting right. My stomach hurts. I'm going to stay home. And then you find out something really fucked up happened. And then that's followed by the Five of Swords. This is the regret you would have experienced if you didn't listen to your sword of truth. And if you didn't listen to your instincts, this is the crisis you would have experienced. And then there was the choice that you had to make. Your friend could have been pulling you, come with me, come out, let's do this. And your intuition was like, nah, man, I don't want to. And then you find out something really fucked up happens. But you make the right choice. Victory, Six of Wands. You absolutely make the right choice. Congratulations, collective. And then under the Five of Cups is the Five of Discs. Worry, disappointment, and then another 5, defeat. Holy shit. You guys absolutely avoided a serious crisis. Somebody is also ready to talk about all these 5s, this disappointment, this worry, and this defeat, where they felt defeated, what they had to overcome, what they went through. Some of you guys could be in this 555 energy now, where you're going through a really, really hard time. I also feel like you tried to warn somebody. So some of you are like, oh, I definitely wasn't going to go, or I definitely wasn't going to go down that path, but you warned somebody not to go and they chose to separate from you and go down that path and they really regret it. You were trying to be a shining star. You were trying to be a northern star for somebody, not just yourself, but also I'm getting that there was somebody else you were trying to lead away from a path that your intuition was telling you was dark. Wow. Wow. Some of you guys are in this 555 energy now, and you're ready to tell people, you're ready to tell somebody that you're really going through a hard time and that you need help. Some of you guys are experiencing severe depression. Some of you guys are experiencing severe, like you guys have been kicked out of your home, living in your car, and you haven't told anybody because you feel ashamed, and you now tell somebody and you get some kind of help or relief, because the full moon in Virgo does speak about relief. And then the Seven of Cups, this seduction energy. These were options. This is what I feel like you avoided. There was a crisis in one of these cups and you avoided it. Somebody could have been telling you, this is a good option. This is a good option. I just feel like you really saved yourself. And I feel like you tried to save somebody else. And then you're going to find out that somebody actually went through a really fucked up experience because they didn't listen. They didn't heed your advice. They didn't follow you. And it's not that people need to follow you, but it was like you and somebody could have been looking at a particular option, path. It could even have been simply a night out. And you went one way and your friend or somebody else went the other way, and they are going to come back and communicate to you what really happened. So you're going to be like, wow, I avoided a crisis. But then you're also going to, somebody might be coming to you asking for some kind of healing or asking to stay by you, live with you. I don't know if this is you going through this 555 energy or if this is somebody else. I also feel like lots of you are going to be stepping into mission by supporting people who are going through this 5-5 energy because you were once in this energy and superseded it with victory at the middle of your spread. Somebody could be telling you that they made the wrong choice. And it could be like, it could have been like, it could be romantic. Somebody thought, like, I heard the grass wasn't greener. There was no grass on the other side. Somebody feels like they really regretted leaving you behind or not choosing you as an option romantically. Meanwhile, when you find out what they went through and the path that they took, you're going to be happy you never chased them. You never followed them. I don't know. Death. Wow. This is also coming out of Divine Feminine season. You're going to come out very victorious. You're going to be rewarded for a job well done. And it could just be even simply knowing that you didn't go, you thought your path was hard, and it could have been a lot harder if you didn't trust your instincts. Somebody didn't value you either. Somebody, devil energy could have been telling somebody that you weren't safe and they went with another option, and that was a really bad option. This could even be with regards to employment. An employer could have regretted hiring somebody over you because that person really fucked something up or caused a lot of problems. Under death is the 7 of staff. Some of you guys might have experienced, I don't want to say a miscarriage. Some of you guys might actually fall pregnant after having several miscarriages. Some of you guys are pregnant now and you're worried about your pregnancy because you had several miscarriages. But I see victory in the middle of the spread. Okay, and success. I see victory and success. And then there's despair, and then there's ruin. Holy shit. Some of you guys are going to get major success after overcoming an incredibly dark period. You're going to be rewarded for not giving up. Some of you guys were considering giving up on your whole life. That's how dark of a period you came from. And you didn't give up on your life, and you kept fighting, and the universe is going to reward you in such a way that by the end of next year, your life can look completely different, and people would never believe that you went through what you went through. Like some of you that are homeless, the way you're going to be living in a year, nobody would ever imagine that you were homeless. Some of you are going to be in relationships with a partner, and people might be looking at you like, oh, people don't understand what you've been through. And I feel like that's because you weren't open about it. You weren't open to talk to people about it. You don't even care how people judge you. You're like, you think it was easy for me? Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Because you're not open to talk about it yet. I also see that Divine Feminine season brings in a new energy, and then this is oppression, dropping the burden. Some of you guys get a lot of financial relief because this page plus the 5 of discs is coming out of a time of poverty. This is somebody helping you. So this could be some of you guys going through this now, and you are open and honest about it, and then you get relief. It's like a stepping stone. So somebody helps you, and then you catapult from that space. And you'll always be grateful for how that person helped you. Doesn't mean that they did anything. They didn't put you where you're going to be, but they did help you. And it was the little bit of help you needed. It's like somebody throwing you, a rope so that you can climb out of something. They didn't pull you out. They threw you a rope so that you could climb up the rope and get out. Do you get what I mean? They assisted you. Wow. That's not... But anyways, let's I'm going to use the Hoodoo Tarot to clarify this spread. I love you, my beautiful Aries. Okay, you guys are built to last. I heard my little engines that could. That's how the divine looks at us, as little engines that could. We don't stop. We ain't got no quitting sense. Just keep going, and don't give up on your life. Don't forget how hard, don't forget how badly you begged to come here. And a lot of what you're going through, you agreed to it. And I know you're thinking, how the fuck could I agree to it? Well, you did, because at the time, you knew how strong you were before you incarnated here. You were awakened. You were with your creator. And creator showed you, you're like, I'm going to have to go through all of this to get here. I'm going to have to swim through that dark, dark lake just to get onto the other side. The divine's like, yeah. And you said, God, can I do it? And God said, absolutely. I would never dish you anything that you can't. Okay, let's see what else. Got kind of deep there, eh, Aries? Shit. That's what we do over here, Angel Gang Gang. We get into it. The Two of Sticks. Yes, this is the new path. The dark, dark water. God told you you can make it onto the other side of that lake. Just swim and don't stop swimming. Dr. Grant, this is the Hermit. We're going to read this one out of the book. And then the Five of Sticks, which is, we have that here. Yeah, the Five of, no, we don't. It's the only five we don't have here. And it just came out here. All 4 fives. The Five of Cups, the Five of Discs, which is the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Many of you Aries are coming out of the most difficult period of your life, and you will never experience in this lifetime this kind of difficulty, trial, tribulation, and darkness. Again, this was it. This was it. You balanced your karma. You cleared your karma. You learned your lessons. You proved resilience. You were initiated into true soul strength by not giving up faith in yourself, in your future, and in a better tomorrow. I feel emotional now because I've never seen this much trial and tribulation in a spread. I can go on for hours about how much darkness I've seen that you guys have overcome. It's like I can see each sword that has gone into you. Some of you, it's a miracle that you're still alive. Only by the grace of God and your will and your no quitting sense and your faith in the Creator. That you are here for a purpose and that you aren't meant to be dead. You aren't meant to be, I don't know, Aries. You made it. You made it. You made it to the other side of this fucking lake. Okay. Dr. Grant, which is the Hermit. This deck is amazing. I want to read it like a whole book. It's like a book. I like decks like that. That's why I like Eugene's decks too. It gives you history. It gives you a story. It's like you could read it just like a novel or something, you know? Dr. Grant, but he, Jesus, would withdraw to desolate places and pray. Luke 5:11, another 5, holy shit. Plant, duckweed, the image. Dr. Grant is shown in solitude picking herbs and roots in the swamps of Louisiana. Dr. Grant was a Protestant conjurer doctor from New Orleans. Unfortunately, the details of his life are unknown, but the time Zora Neale Hurston interviewed Dr. Grant and others in the 30s, many conjure doctors were using herbs and other supplies from catalogs. Dr. Grant, however, was a profound swamper who preferred to do things the old-fashioned way by gathering what he needed in the wild. Dr. Grant reminded Hurston of a few critical but often forgotten lessons. 1, believe in one's limitless power. 2, petition spirits unequal to man. 3, know more than one way to get a job done. And 4, acknowledge that no two people or jobs are alike, because a remedy that works for one person may not work for another. Dr. Grant was highly sought out for his abilities and in some cases was paid more than $100, an exorbitant amount of money for the time. Meaning, when Dr. Grant appears in a reading, it may indicate the necessity for some alone time to recharge. Specifically, it may recommend solitude in nature to reflect and listen. This is more important now than ever as we are consistently accessible to others via technology. While this may be convenient, it is also a tremendous burden as we have little time to clear our heads and just be without earbuds blasting music in our ears, a zillion advertisements or logos flashing before our eyes, or social media alerts pinging us to engage with the world again. They won't stop. So you must make a conscious decision once in a while to make it stop. Let's be clear, this card is not about just sitting in the park for a few minutes looking at pretty trees, flowers, or a squirrel before you get back online. No, it's about considering the essence of that tree, those flowers and the squirrels, and how they're connected to them. It's about perceiving the interrelationships of all things to the other and the extraction of power from fundamental reality. For it is for the comprehension of source that knowledge may be accessed and distilled. Remember, if you take some time from Mother Nature, don't forget to give something biodegradable to her and her creatures in return. This card can also indicate that you're seeking knowledge and you're ready to take things to the next level. It's time to seek guidance from a worthy teacher. If you receive Dr. Grant, I also believe that this is about you guys stepping into mission because you guys are worthy teachers because of everything that you've learned in this dark forest here. I really feel that way. If you receive Dr. Grant in a reading, consider the following. Do you understand the importance of alone time? Maybe it should be better to stay home tonight. Yo, some of you are going to avoid a crisis. Something very fucked up is going to happen. And if your intuition tells you to stay home and don't live in fear and just always stay home, I'm talking more to those that really go out a lot, social, have a lot, like I feel like I'm not talking to the people who already spend a lot of time alone. I'm talking to the other people that spend a lot of time around people, going places, being super social, might be in sketchy environments, things like that. You need to be very careful. If your intuition tells you to stay home tonight, you need to do it or you will regret it. It's a feeling in your stomach. Somebody tells you, come meet me here, and your head starts to hurt and your stomach starts to hurt. That's your body's way of responding to your soul that says, I don't want to go. Holy shit, Aries. Silence is golden. Focus on finding out the truth. And I also feel like that has to do with somebody's ready to talk about it, talk about the truth about what happened, talk about the truth of what's going on with you or with somebody else. Be in the world, not of it. Pay more attention to your guru or spiritual counselor. Did you really consider the advice you received about that issue? It's okay to take a break from him, her, them, or that to reevaluate things, meditate more, follow your inner voice. Wow. Aries, it's quite intense, the energy surrounding your reading. Okay, this is probably the most intense reading of the month. Okay? Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels for this beautiful spread. Please allow me to step into service right now for the collective and communicate the messages that are in their greatest good. Wow. Victory in trusting your own intuition and the guidance of God. This is also the faith that you hold about coming out of your trials and tribulations that get you out of your trials and tribulations, and then you become that beacon of light to other peoples who follow the same path. Your healing, the divine, for those of you ready to step into mission, the divine never asks you to go out in the world and do anything for anyone that you haven't really done for yourself, you know. Or that you're not spiritually guided to do, like, oh, do what they're doing. No. This is definitely not no follow fashion energy. You are definitely being advised to not be no follow fashion at this time. The 4 of Wands plus the 6 of Wands equals the 10 of Wands. Some of you guys, like I said, for some of you guys, your lifestyle, for those of you that are really struggling financially, the way you're going to be living by the end of this year or exactly a year from now, people would never believe that you were struggling financially the way you were. No one will believe it. No one. Except for the people who knew it. People who came out of the mud with you. Been there from the beginning. Who know your come up. Then we've got the Queen of Wands, which is the snake. You guys know how I feel about that. Some of you guys, for a very small group of you, this Queen of Wands is actually setting somebody up. So this could be somebody, if your intuition is telling you not to go somewhere, this could be somebody who knows where they're trying to bring you is dangerous, or something bad would happen, or to humiliate you, or something of that nature. But your intuition would tell you, you ain't going to be caught slipping. I'm telling you right now, this whole reading is about you curving this shit. Yeah, there's that abundance and fertility. People will not know how much you struggled financially in a year from now. No one will have a clue, because Pentacles are years, and that's the King of Pentacles. That speaks of a year from now. Another 5, determination, hard work. You're going to be rewarded for the hard work that you put in to come out of a troublesome situation, to heal the wounding that you have been through in your karmic cycle. So not give up on yourself. Some of you guys, instead of just throwing yourself into addiction, drugs, and furthermore into the darkness because you didn't see any light, you followed the light out of a dark situation, out of a dark existence for some of you, and you were really determined about not being a statistic, I heard, not falling victim, really coming out of a very difficult situation. The 5 of Swords, be very careful. Somebody could be trying to set you up, but your intuitions would tell you that. There's the Truth, 6 of Swords. Somebody's ready to talk about something that occurred. Somebody's ready to, yeah, this is the 2 of Cups. This could be with regards to a partnership or a relationship. Somebody is ready to talk about, they weren't ready to talk about an ending that occurred. They weren't ready to talk about why they weren't open to stepping into union with you. It could have been because of their own trauma. Somebody could be going through a lot of financial worries and burdens, and they just didn't want to tell you about them. So they were keeping you at arm's length and not coming into union with you. They could have been telling themselves, well, you know, when I get more money, then I'll, you know, be ready for love. And I see that love is priceless. You know what I mean? Like, this is the sudden ending. Wow. Some of you are, somebody's ready to talk about what occurred. There was a sudden ending. Somebody could have ghosted you. They're ready to talk about it right now. For some of you, you're going to find out from somebody that they tried to set you up somehow. You're going to be very disturbed by this. I'm also getting that for some of you, I don't think it's you, but there's some, this is the card of the pretty lady. This bitch here has her tits out a door, and back then in those times, prostitutes did that as a way of getting Johns into the fucking whorehouse. The problem is this bitch ain't a prostitute, so what the fuck is she doing with her tits out a door like that? She's an attention whore, and she's trying to make somebody jealous. She's not even doing it for the money. Why? You can tell by her clothes. She's wearing clothes of a woman of court, not of a fucking broke prostitute. Some of you guys could have been prostituting and you came out of that. Don't be ashamed of that shit, yo. You worked to survive and you used what God gave you to do that. And now you can help a lot of people get out of a very dangerous industry, find a way out. You know how many women and young girls are trying to figure out a way out of the sex trade? The 3 of Swords, heartbreak, games getting out of control. Wrong place at the wrong time, I heard. Stay at home. This is a card of home too. It's the 7 of Pentacles. It's the 7 of Cups, but in this deck, it's the tree. It's planting roots. It's also like grounding yourself and staying where you're at. 6 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like a soulmate could be coming back to talk to you about what occurred in the past, or why they weren't open to something, why they pushed you away, why they brought the relationship to a sudden end. It could have been because they were ashamed about what they were going through, or it could be because they chose to go down a different path and it didn't really go very well for them, and they have very big regrets about they feel like they made a fucked up decision in relationships. They had maybe 2 options and they picked an option that almost killed them, humiliated them, put them in financial ruin. Yeah, and there's the loyal dog looking back, Somebody feels like they were loyal to the wrong person. The Eight of Cups. Somebody's trying to figure out how to make it back home. Some of you guys are going to be getting the keys to a new home. Then it's the King of Wands, so we do have a pair, and that pair came out in one of the readings too. The King and Queen of Wands have come out together several times in this reading. Making preparations. Somebody could be preparing to come out of prison, or somebody could end up in prison. Some of you guys, the crisis you averted was getting locked up because somebody was planning to do some really fucked up shit that they ended up getting bagged for. I don't know, collective. This was a unique one. Anyways, I'm going to wrap the reading here. If this reading does not resonate with you, go and check out all the readings or any of the other readings, because all of them are yours. All 12 zodiac signs, angel gang, that I do for you are all yours, because you're all the signs, and all 10 to 12 hours of content are for you to go throughout the month. Okay? And like I said, if you want daily and weekly content, you can check me out over on Patreon/Queen Cup. For all your resins, frankincense needs, this is such healing energy. This has healed me in so many ways. It's also a dream, and it's also a passion. Frankincense is a passion. I told you guys it all started because I was obsessed about why the kings brought baby Jesus frankincense. I needed to know why. And I found out why. And then I had to have it. So anyways, I'm building an empire off of my dreams and my aspirations. I unlocked my talents and abilities, which allowed me to unlock abundance. And you will all do the same if you haven't already. Anyways, I love you guys, and we do this together, eh? We really do this thing called ascension together, and it's a privilege and honor to walk this journey with each and every single one of you, regardless of where in the path and in the journey you are at. I love you. And until the next time I see you beautiful people, because I gotta go or else I'm gonna start crying. Okay? Until the next time I see you beautiful people, keep letting your inner angels live. Mwah. Ciao.